Very good morning, dear students. I welcome you all in your favorite YouTube channel, Primary K Pankh, and I hope you all are happy, healthy, fit, and fine. Yes, very well. You have tuned your favorite YouTube channel, Primary K Pankh, with Tarkeshwar Pandey. In our today's class, we are going to know a very special topic of mathematics, and this is also Basic Mathematics Part 12. It means we have already studied Basic Mathematics Part 1 to Part 11. In our previous class, we had known about square and square root and tricks related to square and square root. In our today's class, we will know about cube and cube root. Okay, so today we will know about cube and cube root. It is also very important chapter for all mathematics students. So dear students, now I am going to start cube and cube root. So enjoy this chapter, and for any doubt, write in the chat box. Are you ready now? Yes, very well. First of all, we are going to know what is cube. The product of the number multiplied by itself 3 times is called cube. Once again, I am going to repeat the definition of cube. The product of the number multiplied by itself 3 times is called cube. It means when you multiply a same number 3 times, then the product of those 3 numbers is known as cube. Okay. You can also see another definition for cube. When a number multiplied by itself 3 times, then its product is called cube. Okay, it means when you want to multiply a same number to itself 3 times, not 2 times. If you will multiply 2 times, then it will be square. But when you will multiply it 3 times, then it will be cube. Okay? For example, you can look here example 1 multiply 1 multiply 1. It means we are multiplying here 1 3 times. So when we will multiply 1 3 times, then the product of these 3 ones will be 1. So we can say that the cube of 1 is 1. Another example is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. So when we will multiply 3 times 2, then the product of 3 times 2 will be 8. So 8 is the cube of 2. Again, when you will multiply 3 times, then the product of 3's will be 27. So 27 is the cube of 3. And similarly, 64 is the cube of 4, because when we will multiply 3 times 4, means 4 multiply 4 multiply 4, then its product will be 64. So 64 is the product, or you can say 64 is the cube of 4. So this is very simple concept in mathematics, and basically this is the concept of arithmetic. Okay, cube is also another concept in geometry, and about cube in geometry we will know in next class, but in this class we will know about the concept of cube according to arithmetic. So I hope you are getting this definition of cube, and if you have any doubt, then you can ask at the same time. Again, Once again I am going to revise the definition of cube, so there will be no any confusion in the definition of cube to you. This is very simple to say about cube. When a number multiplied by itself, 3 times, then the product is called cube. Okay? For example, you can say 2 multiply 2 is equals to 8. So 8 is the cube of 2. Now we are going to know cubes from 1 to 20. This is very important to remember the cubes from 1 to 20 to all the students of mathematics. If you will remember the cube from 1 to 20, then it is very simple to do any mathematical calculation in a second. So now I am going to say the cube from 1 to 20. So are you ready to learn these all cubes? It's very simple. If you listen carefully, then it will be remembered easily in your brain. So be ready. The cube of 1 is 1. It is very simple. The cube of 1 is 1. But remember one thing always. The cube of 0 will be 0. The cube of 0 will be 0. 0 is the only number which cube will be 0 and square will be also 0. And similarly 1 is also a number which square is 1 and cube is also 1. So this is also very interesting thing, and you can ask to any students, you can ask to any your friends which are the only numbers whose square and cube are same. So the answer will be 0 and 1. The square of 0 is 0, the square of 1 is 1, the cube of 0 is 0 and the cube of 1 is also 1. After that, the cube of 2 is 8. The cube of 2 is 8. The cube of 3 is 27. The cube of 3 is 27. The cube of 4 is 64. 64 is the cube of 4. 64 is the cube of 4. 125 is the cube of 5. So you can say the cube of 5 is 125. The cube of 6 is 216. The cube of 6 is 216. The cube of 7 is 343. The cube of 7 is 343. The cube of 8 is 512. The cube of 8 is 512. The cube of 9 is 729. The cube of 9 is 729. And the cube of 10 is 1000. The cube of 10 is 1000. So once again, we are going to revise these all cubes from 1 to 10. 1000 is the cube of 10. 729 is the cube of 9. 512 is the cube of 8. 343 is the cube of 7. 216 is the cube of 6, 125 is the cube of 5, 64 is the cube of 4, 27 is the cube of 3, 8 is the cube of 2, and 1 is the cube of 1. So these are cubes from 1 to 10. Now we are going to know about cube from 11 to 20. So revise with me, learn with me, say with me. I am going to say, you have to also say with me. The cube of 11 is 1331. The cube of 11 is 1331. The cube of 12 is 1728. The cube of 12 is 1728. The cube of 12 is 1728. The cube of 13 is 2197. The cube of 13 is 2197. The cube of 14 is 2744. The cube of 14 is 2744. The cube of 15 is 3375. The cube of 15 is 3375. The cube of 16 is 4096. The cube of 16 is 4096. The cube of 17 is 4913. The cube of 17 is 4913. The cube of 18 is 5832. The cube of 18 is 5832. The cube of 19 is 6859. The cube of 19 is 6859. And the cube of 20 is 8000. The cube of 20 is 8000. So 8000 is the cube of 20, 6859 is the cube of 19, 5832 is the cube of 18, 4913 is the cube of 17, 4096 is the cube of 16, 3375 is the cube of 15, 2744 is the cube of 13, 2197 is the cube of 13, 1728 is the cube of 12, and 1331 is the cube of 11. So these are cubes from 1 to 20. Practice these all cubes at your home. These all cubes you can get by multiplying the same number 3 times. For example, suppose you want to find the cube of 11, then you need to multiply 11 3 times. 11 multiply 11 multiply 11. The product will be 1331. Because when you will multiply 11 into 11, it will be 121. And after that, when you will multiply 121 into 11, then it will be 1331. Have you any doubt? Very well. Now we are going to know about cubing. Cubing is a process, and now we are going to know about cubing. So know about cubing now. What is cubing and what is the meaning of cubing? The process of multiplying a number by itself 3 times is called cubing. The process of multiplying a number by itself 3 times is called cubing. It means when you will find cube, then you have to multiply a number 3 times. Suppose you have to find the cube of 11, then you need to multiply 11 multiply 11 multiply 11. So the process which will you do for finding the cube of 11, this process is called cubing. This process is known as cubing. Cubing is the same as raising to the power 3 and is denoted by a superscript 3, as you can look in the example here, superscript 3. So you can say cubing is the same as raising to the power 3. It means you can say 3 to the power 3 or the cube of 3 here. Cube is denoted by a superscript 3. Superscript means power on the number. Okay. So when you will write 3 to the power 3, it means it is read as the cube of 3. So 3 to the power 3 or the cube of 3 is 27. 5 to the power 3 or the cube of 5 is 125. 6 to the power 3 or the cube of 6 is 216. 7 to the power 3 or the cube of 7 is 343. 8 to the power 3 or the cube of 8 is 512. So the process which you have to do for finding cube, it means when you will multiply 3 times 8, it means 8 multiply 8 multiply 8, then this process is called cubing. So cubing is a process of multiplying a number by itself 3 times. Now we are going to know about next concept, and our next concept is perfect cube number. So now we will know about perfect cube number. What is perfect cube number? A number that can be expressed as the cube of a number is called perfect cube number. A number that can be expressed as the cube of a number is called perfect cube number. Or you can also say in the place of this definition, the number that can be obtained by multiplying itself 3 times is called perfect cube number. Once again, the number that can be obtained by multiplying itself 3 times is called perfect cube number. For example, 27 is a perfect cube number because it can be expressed by 3 multiply 3 multiply 3. So you can think any number which can be expressed by multiplying a number 3 times. So that number is called perfect cube number. For example, you can also think 25, 125. 125 is also a perfect cube number because 125 is also expressed as 5 multiply 5 multiply 5. So 5 multiply 5 multiply 5 is equals to 125. So 125 is a perfect cube number. So remember and always keep in your mind, a number that can be expressed as the cube of a number is called perfect cube number, or you can say the number that can be obtained by multiplying itself 3 times is called perfect cube number. Now one question will arise in your mind, how to check whether a number is a perfect cube or not. This is a simple question, this is a general question, and you can easily ask me that how to check whether a number is a perfect cube or not. If the prime factors of a number are grouped in triples of equal factors, then that number is called a perfect cube. Remember once again this golden rule. This golden rule will help you to check a number whether this number is a perfect cube or not. If the prime factors of a number are grouped in triples of equal factors, then that number is called a perfect cube. Okay, are you getting this? Very well. Now know the next thing. The next thing is cube root. What is cube root? A cube root of a number is a value that when multiplied by itself 3 times gives the number. A cube root of a number is a value that when multiplied by itself 3 times gives the number. Or you can also say when a number is multiplied by itself 3 times, then the number is called cube root of that product. It is very simple and many students have joined in the class. Syamli Misra and Srishti Misra, Syamli and Srishti both are in this class, and Syamli and Srishti are writing by taking his LCM. No, not LCM, by finding prime factorization. Okay. So I am talking about when a number is multiplied by itself 3 times, then the number is called cube root of that product. Okay, the number is called cube root of that product. So what is cube root? Now know with an example. The cube root of 64 is 4 because 64 is obtained by multiplying 4 to itself 3 times. So 64 is not cube root, 4 is the cube root because we multiply 3 times 4, so 4 is the cube root of 64. So remember once again, when a number is multiplied by itself 3 times, then the number is called cube root of that product. So here product is 64 and 4 is multiplied itself 3 times, so 4 is called cube root of 64. Now know rules for finding cube root. How will you find cube root? As we had already known rules for finding square root. There were 2 rules for finding square root, but for finding cube root There is only one method, and this method is called prime factorization method. So now we are going to know how to find a cube root. Okay, so know about this, how to find cube root by prime factorization method. Now look here, one number 512. Suppose we have to find the cube root of 512. So how will we find the cube root of 512? First of all, we need to find prime factorization of 512. So you can look here, how can you find prime factorization of 512? First of all, 512 is divided by 2, then it will be 256. 256 will be also divided by 2, it will be 128. 128 will be also divided by 2, it will be 64. 64 will be also divided by 2, it will be 32. 32 will be also divided by 2, it will be 16. 16 will be also divided by 2, it will be 8. And 8 will be also divided by 2, it will be 4. When 4 will be also divided by 2, it will be 2. And when 2 will be also divided by 2, it will be 1. So these are prime factors of 512. Now look here, 512 is equals to 2 multiply 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 2. These all 2's have been written here as prime factors of 512. Since 2 occurs in triplets, it means 3 times. So we can easily say that 512 is a perfect cube. Okay, we have already known a number will be perfect cube if the prime factors occur in triplets. It means in the pair of 3. So here 512 is a perfect cube. So when we have to find cube root, then we will write cube root of 512. We will write 1 2 in the place of 3 2's. Again 1 2 in the place of 3 2's, and again 1 2 in the place of 3 2's. So the cube root of 512 is equals to 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. It will be 2 2's are 4 and 4 2's are 8. So the cube root of 512 will be 8, because when we will multiply 2 3 times, it means 2 multiply 2 multiply 2, it will be 8. So 8 is the cube root of 512. Now once again know about prime factorization and finding a number, perfect cube, and finding cube root. For any number, first of all you need to find prime factorization of that number, like here. Here the prime factorization of 512 has been done. In prime factorization, you need to divide the number by only a prime number. Prime number is a number that can be easily divided by 1 or itself. So 512 will be divided by 2, here 256. After dividing 512 by 2, 256 will be also divided by 2, then it will be 128. 128 will be also divided by 2, it will be 64. 64 will be also divided by 2, it will be 32. 32 will be also divided by 2, it will be 16. 16 will be also divided by 2, it will be 8. 8 will be also divided by 2, it will be 4. 4 will be also divided by 2, it will be 2, and 2 will be also divided by 2, it will be 1. So these are prime factors of 512. After that we will write these all factors. 512 is equals to 2 multiply 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 2. It means 9 times. These 2's are 9 times. So we will write here 9 times 2. And after that we will find the pair of these 2's in the group of 3. So first group is here, second group is here, third group is here. If any number will remain except 1, then it will not be a perfect cube number. Okay, so here 2 occurs in triplets, it means 2 occurs in the pair of 3, so we can say 512 is a perfect cube. And for finding cube root of 512, we will write single 2 in the place of 3 2. We can write any one number in the place of the group of 3. Okay, after that we will write only 1 2 in the place of these 3 2's. Again we will write 1 2 in the place of these 3 2's, and we will put multiply sign in the between of these 2's. So 2 multiply 2 multiply 2, 2 2's are 4 and 4 2's are 8. So 8 will be the cube root of 512. So in this class we have known about many things. We have known, first of all, in this class we have known what is cube in arithmetic, not in geometry. After that we have known the cube from 1 to 20. Then after we have known next thing, cubing. What is cubing? After that, in this class we have known perfect cube number. After knowing about perfect cube number, we have known how to check whether a number is a perfect cube or not. Then after we have known what is cube root, and after that we have known rules for finding cube root, and there is only one rule, that is prime factorization method. And in the last of this class we have known one example for finding whether a number is perfect cube and for finding cube root, and we have known the example of 512, and we have found that 512 is a perfect cube and the cube root of 512 will be 8. So after knowing these all concepts, we have finished our today's class. We will meet again in the next class. So for that time I want to wish you all have a great day and goodbye.